All right, so let's talk about 5 ways to create ongoing income from properties that you acquire, okay? So you know how to write up contracts, you know how to close on properties. This might be a little bit of cart before the horse because we are going to get into joint ventures and private money and how to actually close on deals, but I want you guys to think about these strategies when we're going through that, okay? Now, number 1, everyone's familiar with this, basic long-term rental. Number 2, short-term rentals. Number 3, rent to own or lease option. Number 4 is what's called a wrap, which is not like what Adrian was doing, but like a wrap mortgage. So basically you get mortgage terms and then you create new mortgage terms around that when you sell the property, or seller financing. And then 5 is a sale with a joint venture / loan. Okay, and there's pros and cons to all these things. Now, typically for long-term rentals, what you're looking for, I think, and this is something that has worked well for me, is you're kind of looking for, see that, can you guys see the red box there? Okay, I don't know if I need to dim this or not. But you're basically looking for between like B plus to sort of like maybe D plus class, okay? So A class would be like your really nice areas. Think about it like this, you wanna live in the A class areas, okay? B class is kind of like, maybe middle class, kind of your average single family home price kind of range, right? So like in Edmonton, this is probably from like $200,000 to $500,000, right? Is that pretty accurate, guys, for like normal kind of single family homes? That's typically where you want to focus for rentals, okay? Now, the better the neighborhood, the better the appreciation, but the lower the cash flow, okay? The worse the neighborhood, the lower the appreciation, but typically the higher the cash flow. So you can go into certain areas of Edmonton and still buy houses for $100,000. The downside of those is that they were built like 1910, 1920, 1930. There's issues. There's people in that area who partake in extracurricular activities from their corner pharmacist, and you may have management issues, right? But if you're only paying $100,000 for a house and it rents out for $1,500, it might still cash flow really good. So if you're tough and you can deal with the management in those types of areas, they can still be really good. But I found the least amount of headaches and the best sort of mix of cash flow and appreciation is sort of in that like normal single family home range from like maybe like a lower middle class to upper middle class neighborhoods. Right? So like I was sharing with you guys, when I first started, I mainly focused on St. Albert, so not the newer areas, the older areas like Aikinsdale, Braeside, Forest Lawn, for those of you who are familiar with it. And then the north part of Edmonton, which was like north of 132 Ave, which was kind of those older bungalows, in the kind of $220,000 to $350,000 range, okay? Now, there is a rule that is pretty standard no matter what market you go in, and that's if you can get 1% of the purchase price in rent per month, then it's probably going to cash flow. So if it's a $200,000 property, but you're getting $2,000 per month, that's probably going to be a pretty decent cash flow deal, right? Now, in Edmonton, those are getting pretty hard to find. In fact, in most of Canada, it's very hard for it to reach the 1% rule. So if you find deals that do actually meet that, I would take a good hard look at them and try and figure out how to do them, because those will be good cash flow.